We are checking out Invincible versus review. This is one that, I mean, it was cool. The demo been cool. Yeah, I had liked it a little bit, but I'm waiting on Marvel Token, bro. So we'll see what IGN got to say about the review of Invincible. And let's see if the game gonna be good. Is it gonna last?
Hit me as hard as you can.
Happy to.
It certainly seems like we've entered the era of the tag fighter. We've got 2XKO repping 2v2 tag action, Marvel Tokon fighting Souls plans to introduce the world to a 4v4 fighter later this year,
Yes, sir.
and now we have Invincible Versus representing a more familiar 3v3 structure. Developed by Quarter Up, a team comprised of much of the core group that developed 2013's fantastic Killer Instinct reboot, Invincible Versus is a fast-paced, hard-hitting, extremely mechanics-driven successor of sorts to Killer Instinct's unique style of 2D fighting. That style may be polarizing for many, and its ancillary modes are a bit underwhelming outside of an impressive, but very brief story mode. All of this makes it another tough tag fighting contender, but one that's far from While not immediately apparent just from looking at it, Invincible Versus' fighting system is actually quite unique, with the closest approximation being the aforementioned Killer Instinct. Like KI, combos are a two-way street, a mind game between the attacker and the defender in almost every interaction. The attacker needs to focus on building their combo while keeping an eye on a meter to make sure that it doesn't fill up all the way. Otherwise, that combo will drop. The person getting comboed wants to keep an eye on that meter too, because as it fills up, the other player is going to want to look to reduce it, and the main way to do that is by tagging their teammate in. However, if the defender is able to react to that tag before they get hit, they can execute a counter to halt the combo and reset the situation back to a neutral state. But here's where the mind game comes in. Think, Mark! Let's say I'm comboing my opponent and I think they might use a counter tag. I can either delay my tag and try to throw off their timing, or I can do a hard call out by feinting the tag altogether, which will leave my opponent wide open if they fell for the bait. On the flip side of that though, if they don't
that
go
was
for
just
the counter tag, then I'm
you
the
had to
one
sit
that
there and
gets
really play to master
vulnerable
that, bro.
and the tables turn. When all of this works as intended in a match between two players that both know about the existence of this little minigame, meaning they played the tutorial, it's awesome. Successfully baiting out that counter tag with a feint is incredibly satisfying, and it's also nice to feel like you still have a chance to escape a long combo if you're able to make the right reads.
Right.
Counter tags aren't the only way to break combos either. If you're desperate, or the opponent simply isn't tagging to
Assist
give you
counter.
the opportunity, you could use an assist breaker. But that does come at the steep cost of 2 bars of meter, a lengthy cooldown on your assists, and 50% of the health of one of your assist characters, which will refill as long as you're not tagged in. To be blunt, I hate this mechanic in its current state. In most fighting games, this kind of get-out-of-jail-free card is only usable once a round, or maybe even once every 2 rounds, because being able to break out of an opponent's combo is incredibly strong. But here, not only is it uncapped, each character has 3 bars of meter that are full right from the start. What that often means is I'll start a combo, they'll assist break, we'll fight for a bit while their assists are on cooldown, and maybe I'll manage to land a snapback to forcibly tag their partner in and permanently remove that life. So far so good. But then, the second that cooldown is up and I start a new combo, they just do another assist break because their other characters have been patiently waiting.
It's just that the only thing about Invincible Versus for me, like the game mechanics and the gameplay is decent. It is cool, and it's just that it's another tag fighter, and Marvel Token just has it for me. Like the flowness and what we are getting out of Marvel Token, I'm totally fine waiting to play that instead of trying all the other fighting games that's trying to come out. Cause we got this, we got Avatar coming out as well, and like it's cool, but Marvel Token doing it better right now. Like that's just a better game.
Bars of their own. Granted, this likely won't happen against opponents who understand that they are literally killing their own characters.
Oh yeah, it
every
been
time they
demons
break
in that
combos
beta,
with it.
boy.
But whenever I was matched up against someone who didn't realize this, which was very common throughout both the open beta and the limited pre-launch time that I got online with the full game, it just dragged out the match.
Yeah.
Dragging out the match is additionally frustrating because when the timer runs out, the person with the most combined health among their characters doesn't just win the match. Instead, there's a sudden death between the two active characters where their health bars are restored based on the life of the remaining inactive fighters, and both players are afflicted by constant damage over time. It just feels kind of bad to have the lead when the time runs out, and then still potentially lose the whole thing based on one interaction.
That's good though. See, I'm not mad or wasn't mad at that. Like being able a sudden death, that's good because like Komodo combat, when the time runs out, whoever got the most health wins. So them having it this way, that's good. Now if I was losing the whole time, I beat you at this sudden death. GG's, my boy. GG's, you go. You go. That was a good thing to add in the
How the
game.
action actually feels, it's pretty stiff. It's very much in the same vein as Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct,
Yep.
so you'll probably feel right at home if you're used to those games.
Yeah,
But
it
as
felt just
someone
like
who
it.
prefers the smoother movement and animations of games like Guilty Gear Strive, 2XKO, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and Street Fighter 6, it did take me quite a while to warm up to how characters in Invincible Versus get around.
Oh yeah.
On the plus side, Quarter Up did a really great job of making the 18 fighters that are available at launch feel like their TV show counterparts. The ones that are supposed to feel fast feel light and fast.
Oh yeah.
And the ones that are supposed to hit hard hit extremely hard.
They felt like they hit hard. That was good.
Then you've got wild cards like Cecil, who's able to teleport around the screen like a madman and hit from just about every angle thanks to his arsenal of weaponry and army of zombie cyborgs. The sheer amount of armored moves on characters like Monster Girl and Titan can be pretty obnoxious, and getting in on Rex can feel like a nightmare if he's in the hands of a good player, but in general, there's a great spread of distinct and interesting playstyles.
Whoopsie! Dad, please. You don't want to do this.
I came to this planet for one reason: to conquer it.
If you're an Invincible fan first and foremost, you'll be happy to know that there's a full-on story mode here that features an original story co-written by Quarter Up's narrative director Mike Rogers and Helen Lay, who's a writer and producer on the Amazon Prime show, along with involvement from series creator Robert Kirkman. That authenticity goes a long way in making this compact campaign feel a bit like a filler episode of the actual show that was never aired.
Okay.
Quick warning that I'll avoid spoilers for the story, but there will be some unavoidable ones from the show for those who haven't seen at least the first few seasons. But you really need that context to appreciate what's going on here in general. It begins with a strange scene. Invincible in the middle of a fight with Omni-Man. Only this isn't a flashback to their Season 1 showdown or anything. Omni-Man is in a traditional Viltrumite uniform, he's teamed up with Lucan and Thula, and it's hard to shake the feeling that things are just a bit off through the entire first third of the story. I won't say more than that, but it was fun to piece together things on my own as Mark tries to do so himself. The story mode is only an hour long, and while that is short by any measure, even for a fighting game campaign, it is at least well paced, and the fights between various characters never feel forced. Every fight is well contextualized, makes sense narratively, and never drags down the pace of the plot.
That's not
The
bad.
cutscenes themselves are excellent as well, utilizing the same animation on 2 style that the Spider-Verse.
At least it sounds like it's gonna be a good hour at
The voice
least.
cast from the show is accounted for and do an excellent job. And even the people brought in to cover for the actors that didn't reprise their roles are fantastic as well. Like, listen to this and tell me that doesn't sound exactly like Steven Yeun.
I looked up to you my whole life, but you're just a lying piece of shit.
The biggest issue with the story mode, though, isn't its length, it's the fact that it ends without a real conclusion. Again, without going into spoilers, it all wraps up on a pretty unsatisfying cliffhanger. Hopefully, there's a
brother.
continuation in the works, because otherwise, this is just an hour-long episode of build-up with no actual payoff.
Especially for a game
The rest
that's
of
all they
Invincible
do.
Versus meets the standards of a modern fighting game.
Unless they're gonna add more story.
There's a traditional arcade story mode with short, occasionally amusing character endings, but fighting against the CPU feels uniquely bad in a game that's so built around conditioning and baiting your opponent. There's a fairly basic training mode, but no combo trials and no character guides. There's a replay viewer to watch your own recent and saved matches, but no way to search for replays from other players. Nor is there replay takeover to try to lab out a solution to a problem you encountered in a match. At least there are some cool rewards for leveling up each character. There are more than 300 customizable elements for your profile tag, covering badges, titles, backgrounds, and frames, all pulled directly from both the show and the graphic novel. The rollback netcode is also stellar, and that comes without any caveats. Every match I've played so far has been buttery smooth, both in the open beta from a few weeks ago,
That's good.
and during the limited amount of pre-release matches I've played against other people during this review period.
That's good that the online is buttery smooth.
Invincible Versus is a very respectable 3v3 tagfire that plays unlike any other out there. Its two-way interactable combo system opens up opportunities for exciting mind games and chances to outthink and outplay your opponent, despite the action looking and feeling quite stiff. The story mode also shines as a quick and authentic filler episode of the show, though its cliffhanger ending did leave me hoping for a DLC conclusion.
7 not bad for this.
Reviews director Tom Mark.
7 not bad for this. It's a good thing that the game does feel unique compared to like all the other tag fighters and stuff. Cause that's what you want from these games, especially if you're a fan of this series. You kind of want that uniqueness from this fighting game to play with your favorite character. But yeah, Invincible come out this week. A 7, that's pretty decent. That's cool. But like I said before, I'm waiting for the big dog. The big dog got my money. I'm waiting on the big dog. But guys, let me know if you get Invincible Versus down below. And let me know who your favorite character. I might get it, or I might just have to, share. Yeah, I might share somebody copy. That's what I might do. But I'll see y'all guys in the next one. Peace.